true. I'm the truth. I'm the truth. I'm the truth. I'm the truth. I'm the truth.
Hold up, y'all. Yo, I don't know what the fuck is going on with the screen. Hold up. Yo. Yeah, I got to give me a second. There we go. We in the building. We in the building. We in the building. We in here. What's happening? What's happening? All right. Goddamn, shout out to the Karma P Pusher standing on motherfucking principle. What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? We back for a live Sunday motherfucking service. This shit might need to be called Sunday dinner food for thought. Matter of fact, fuck thought. It is. Hey, you know what? You know what my nigga Bobby Hemmett said?
All that bullshit ain't got shit to do with your goddamn soul.
All that shit nigga talking about ain't got a goddamn thing to do with the soul. Let's get this down here real quick. Alright. So as y'all know, what we've been doing, what we've been reading, the ADVATIA MAKARANDA, which means the nectar of non-duality. Is my audio coming through clear? Somebody let me know in the chat. Audio coming through clear? Audio coming through clear. What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? Talk to me. I want to make sure that audio is coming through clear. I got me some snacks to snack on. Let me know how that audio sound, y'all. What? Audio clear. Zero say the audio is clear. Got me some of this taffy candy. Munch on that a little bit. So, we back. And what I want to make sure here is, last week I had to share my screen. Everybody seemed to be okay with that. But I want to try doing it with the camera on my phone. So, got to test it again. See how the visual actually looks. If not, we're just going to go back to sharing the screen. And we should be okay with that, right? As long as the message is doing what the message is supposed to be messaging. And we left off on verse 4. Did we read verse 4? I don't remember. I think we read verse 4, yeah. We read verse 4. Did we read verse 4 though? That's what I really need to know. Hold up, did we fucking read verse fucking 4 though? Let's see. Did we fucking read it? What did we leave off at? So we ran through the A, B, C, D. Yeah, we finished verse 4. So we are technically right on verse 5. I wanted to make sure that we actually read verse 4. We finna set this up, see if we can get this camera going. How everybody doing, man? What's happening? What's happening? Hope everybody been standing on principle all through the motherfucking week. All through the week. Hopefully, in between times, when you sit there and beat your meat, you've been standing on P. I don't give a fuck if you beat your meat or if your lady is using your roses. As long as you're doing it in awareness. God damn it. As long as you're doing it in awareness. That's all I give a fuck about. Let them other spiritual teachers or whatever the fuck. I don't even think I'm a fucking spiritual teacher, but whatever. Let everybody else tell your ass you doing a sin, nigga. I won't be telling you that. You need, hold up. Make sure this light is set right on the right brightness. Let's see how this look, y'all. And if you are on Instagram, bring that asshole. Or bring that ass here, boy. See, just the problem we had last time. I didn't know how to set out the goddamn layout for the book, remember? Yeah, that's why we couldn't do it. Let's see. How did they look to y'all? Ooh, they look clear to me. Peace, my dog done. Tree standing on motherfucking P. All the way from the A to the T. How did it look? Done, Tree. How did it look for you, bruh? Is that clear? See, if I make it like that, that ain't gonna show right. What if I do it the other way? All right. See, it look good. I have no idea what the fuck the problem is with me trying to read. See, but when that shit start doing shit like that type shit, you know what I'm saying? That's the shit I don't like. See, right now it look blurry to me. It's showing up like, you know what I'm saying, like it's supposed to, but there you go. All right, because I hate when if I shake the table and shit. Let me shake the table. Oh, what shit? It still look decent. All right, we finna get started, ladies and gentlemen. We finna get started. Yeah, Cosmic. We got the gang in here.
God does not act like a fucking human.
God don't act like no motherfucking human. And guess what?
All that bullshit ain't got shit to do with the goddamn soul.
Let me rearrange my fan. Hold up, y'all. Oh, it gonna get hot in here tonight. Yeah. Yeah.
You got 72 motherfuckers in your head.
What? Wait till I get into the groove of playing with them motherfucking what's the names the right way. It's on. All right, so everybody who joined us, if you, like I said, if you on IG, you need to bring your ass to YouTube. YouTube, my Gnosis. Let me put that in there. Hey, y'all, for y'all who ain't nobody said shit, so don't act like y'all really been caring. But y'all see y'all asses ain't been getting no study guide, right? I wanted to see who was gonna be like, yo, what are study guides at? You ain't been getting the study guides. And nobody said shit about it. I was getting the motherfuckers who was actually reading and opening them up from the last ones. So somebody tell me you want them again, start sending out the study guides, some shit to take home. If I get that request from somebody else. But I got them. As you see, I had the other one. That's the one we did with Koopananda, Koop the Yogi, the Hatha Yoga Master, the only one that I know in my life, the real motherfucking deal, Koopananda the Yogi. You know what I'm saying? So anybody start asking for the motherfuckers again, I start producing them again. If not, ain't no reason for me paying for this email subscription service to be sending it all out in one big whop and ain't nobody reading the shit. We can just stick to this and keep reading this. Either way it go, I'm fine. I want to do whatever is actually serving everybody else. I still go over to study guide on my own, but I want to make sure I'm serving everybody else. You did? Yeah. So, verse 5. Let's go on and get into it. God damn. Get this shit together. Make sure everything's showing straight over here. You good over here? Over here. Big screen. There we go. All right. So it says, verse 5. Right? Obviously, it starts off in Sanskrit, so they break that down. So we're gonna get the breakdown just to let you know, to continue to let you know how they are actually delivering it. They give you the sentence in the native language, and then how it had to be converted over into English. Then they get, you know what I'm saying, they give you the conversion into English. Then after the English, they give you a whole breakdown of what it means. Right? So it says 5. The sky of consciousness cannot be dried nor burnt, nor wet, nor cut, even by real wind, fire, and water, in weapons. What to speak of imagined ones. Let's read that again. The sky consciousness, cannot be dried, nor burnt, nor wet, nor cut, even by real wind, fire, water, and weapons. What to speak of imagined ones. Let's just go from right there. Before we even get into it. We're talking about pure unconditioned consciousness. What they're trying to do right here in that first verse is lay out to you that it cannot be touched. It cannot be touched. It cannot be risen. It cannot be lowered. It cannot be, oh, my personal consciousness. We can have that conversation, but it's not going to be any way affected. What's synonymous with that? The soul. Some people call it the spirit, soul, whatever. Figure out what system, but I'm talking about the everlasting one. That one that is not affected. So it's just like the sky. Obviously, your soul or consciousness is not the sky, but this is the only way to relay it. I need people to understand words themselves. This is going to sound very contradictory, but words themselves ultimately are false. Any word that we try to use to describe something to this highest understanding or level, which is called consciousness, so-called level, it's not going to describe it. So ultimately, any word that we speak is actually going to be false. Yeah, sounds contradictory for me to even tell you some shit like that, but that's the truth. This has helped you to get an understanding, to move to move the bullshit out of your mind of what you think it is. And we have to use concepts like this or metaphors like this to get it relayed to a person, right? So we're saying your consciousness is like the sky. The sky is never affected. The sky honestly is never affected. Maybe the clouds, but the clouds are not the sky. The clouds appear in the sky. Are you hearing me? The clouds appear in the sky. In that same way, your body, your mind, your life, everything about your life, your girlfriend, your boyfriend, your food, Donald Trump, Barack Obama, Diddy, whoever else is famous right now, Elon Musk, all of those things appear in your mind. They appear in consciousness, my bad. They appear in consciousness. Consciousness is the unchanging. The sky don't fucking change. The sky, the raw sky itself does not change. Things come and move in front of it and out of it and all of that shit. Those things change. That's the mind. The cloud is the mind. Rain coming out of it's the mind. All of that is the mind. These things appear in you, pure unconditioned consciousness. Is anybody getting me? Before we move on, I need an SOP in the chat if that makes sense. We can't keep going forward if it don't make sense to nobody. That's selfish of me. I just need one SOP or multiple. Does that make sense? Yes, we good. Put a SOP in the chat. Put a thumbs up. Put a something. Don Tree say SOP. Speak now or forever hold your peace if it don't make sense to you. Because we want to make sure this shit actually clicks. Alright? Even though they about to get into it, but let's do it. So when it breaks down here, the sky of consciousness, cannot be dried, nor burnt, nor wet, nor cut. Here, the self is compared to space, a traditional comparison which has a direct experiential basis. The self in itself is beyond space. Listen, the self in itself is beyond space, beyond time, beyond causation. What does that mean? It's beyond this right here. Absolute. Oh, you can't see it over here. Absolute, the causal plane. If you're dealing with the tree of life, it's beyond that. All right, you are beyond causality. What does causality come out of? Prakriti. What does causality come out of? Bina. What does causality come out of? Mayat. You, the self, the deathless one, the ever shining one, the deathless one, the birthless one, the unborn, the untouched. You, the P, are not affected. The self in itself is beyond space, beyond time, beyond causation, beyond all conception. So that means all concepts that we're using to describe it, it's beyond that. But they're used as pointers to point you to it. See what I'm saying? So it's like advertisement or it's like a street sign. All of this shit ain't nothing but all of this shit here ain't nothing but a street sign to point you to ultimately to this eternal flame up here sitting on Baphomet's head. The eternal shining one. All of these concepts are nothing but concepts. Fuck Baphomet. It's a concept. Ganesh, fuck Ganesh. It's a concept. It's a concept to lead you back to the ever eternal flaming fire. Even saying the ever eternal flaming fire is a concept. Fuck the ever eternal flaming fire. It's a concept to direct you somewhere. Ultimately, of something that cannot be directed. I mean, that cannot be explained. My nigga Buddha. You see my little nigga Buddha? Fuck it all, Don Tree. Cosmic Puzzle people, what's happening? What's happening? I'm glad you ain't put that 72 motherfuckers in there.
You got 72 motherfuckers in your head.
So I found out I can give quizzes on my on the YouTube page. So if y'all haven't, whenever you get the chance, go back to the post that's on my YouTube page and it gives you a quiz. I'm gonna start giving little quizzes. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna start doing. Giving little quizzes. Coop TG motherfucking S. My dog, what's happening? P Pusher, what's happening? The birthless one, the deathless one, the ever shining one, what's happening? The deathless. Think about that. The fucking deathless. But yeah, I got the I put like little quizzes and shit on my YouTube post. So y'all go take that test. Make sure y'all getting this shit. Did alright. So the self in itself is beyond space, beyond time and causation, beyond all conception. But as a sadhaka, hold up. But as a sadhaka begins to feel detachment from the body and the mind and begins to feel that he is the I am that shines, he begins to feel that he is the container. He is the container once he loses attachment with the body and mind. Or better, the substratum of the whole perceptual universe. So let's go through what the fuck he just said. Okay, hold up. We're going to read that again and go through what he just said. Because this is very important to get and understand. All right. So if y'all remember the Dark Veil video, we went through the concept of nati, right? Not this, not that. Not this, not that. Not this, not that. All right. So, but let's read this, right? He says, but the sadhaka begins to feel detachment. I think sadhaka means, let's look up sadhaka, y'all. Sadhaka, I think that means actually the spiritual seeker. Let's look that up. SADHAKA. Yes. So, the spiritual practitioner, the spiritual seeker is what a sadhaka is. All right. So, but as the Sadaka begins to feel detachment from the body and the mind, and begins to feel that he is the I am. So once you start identifying with Brahman or pure unconditioned consciousness or the cosmic P, then you understand that I am the one that shines, right? He begins to feel that he or she is the container. Listen, you are the container, or better, the substratum of the whole perceptual universe. What does that mean? So, listen, negation is the first step. Negation is the first step. Okay, I see. Zero just said it. Negation. So that's the first step. You don't stop there. You don't stop there. That's the first step. Saying I'm none of this shit. Then you figure out that you are actually the container, or better yet, the substratum for all of this shit. You are the root of all of this shit. You are all of this shit. First, you figure out you are not none of this. Then, at the same time, once you reach that level of passing through that you are not none of this, you come to the realization that, oh, I am all of this. I am everything because I am pure consciousness. Everything appears in me. It's basically like a TV screen, a black TV screen turned off. Spontaneously, when you hit that power button, everything appears on the TV. And what's in the contents of the TV show that you're watching or the movie that you're watching has no effect on you, the TV screen, aka pure consciousness. AKA pure consciousness. It has no effect on you. But you are the source for all of that shit to even take place. Does this make sense? Somebody put a SOP in the chat. Let me read the comments. I need to know if this makes sense. If that made sense to you before we move on. Oh, it's supposed to show the comments on the goddamn screen. But it might block the video. Alright. What it say? I see Don Tree said SOP, so that's good. Putting things in story form help the mind comprehend the P. Facts. 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 Okay. Everybody saying it's making sense then. Zero said the true middle path. Come on now. The true middle motherfucking path now. Anchor of reality. The captain of the motherfucking ship.
All that bullshit ain't got shit to do with your goddamn soul.
Okay, I think. Oh, that's what you saying about Sadaka. Sadaka means devotee. Okay. At the SOP. Oh, okay.
You get this shit.
Check. That's the sound I'm trying to find. I just don't feel like surfing through all the goddamn videos, but ain't nothing wrong with sitting watching the goddamn Bobby Hemmy video. Okay.
Baphomet. 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 Satan.
No effect. Listen, man. No effect like when you wake up from the dream. Listen, that's exactly what this life is. That's why I put a post on my story that said, or I ain't put on my story, on Thread that said, the real is an illusion, and the illusion is the illusion is real, and the real is an illusion. Because this is a dream. Obviously, we're using concepts and analogies, but just like those dreams you have, when you are in those dreams, don't your heart beat fast? Don't you sweat? Sometimes you get thirsty. Sometimes you get horny. It's real while you're in it. But ultimately, it's not real. And then you come back and wake up in this world, and you're like, oh, this is the real world. Why do we call this the real world? Is it because it's lasting longer than those dreams? Or is it because in those dreams, is time not the same as the same time here? So once we start looking at it like this dream, once we start looking at it like this play, What suffering? What reincarnation? What death? I am the source of all of this. Are not the contents in your dream, are they not you? Are they not your very creation? Are you not the substratum for all of those things to take place in your dream? If you start looking at this world just like that, now you're talking about detachment. You did? All right, let's get back into it then, y'all. All right, so everybody understood that. Then, so once he understands that he is not none of this, and then gets to that point where he understands that he is all of that, then he begins to feel the vast and the unlimited. Then he begins to feel vast and unlimited and thus space-like. Basically what we just said there. We just really just said that. Unlimited and space-like. All right. The author is speaking here primarily of one's true self, which is beyond space, beyond all idea of extension and contraction in dimensions. For those who want to go to the fucking fourth and fifth, sixth dimension, you beyond that. That's why I put that up. I don't give a fuck how many dimensions we so-called exist in, and they very well may be fucking real. It don't matter because I'm beyond all of that. You make the choice if you want to stop there. But no, you're making that choice with your mind, not pure consciousness. That choice is being made inside of pure consciousness, but it's been made with the reflected consciousness called the mind, the illusion. Gotcha, gotcha, gotcha. Let's highlight all that, dog. Let's highlight all that.
You got 72 motherfuckers in your head.
So, what did we say here? So the true self, which is beyond space, beyond all idea of extension and contraction and dimension. And so the primary analogy to space is just the unimpeded and indestructible nature of space. So you see, so when you start getting these analogies, they're just analogies. They're not the exact thing that which you are, but it's the closest representation that we can give you, that can be given to you. This is why spirituality is full of these shits. You see what I'm saying? The occult is full of that shit. A whole bunch of analogies and concepts. But ultimately, eventually, you have to move past that. Not everybody's going to move past that, and I get that. That don't mean I can't talk to you like this, because that is ultimately your destiny, which is where you already are at your destiny. You just have not realized it. I've come to the point of realizing, like, hey, okay, fuck these guys. There's too many goddamn concepts around this bitch. What's the motherfucking principle? That's why we push Cosmic P here. We need to understand the motherfucking principle. What the Munduki Upanishad say? What is that one thing by knowing this one thing which all is known? I don't need to know the details of every goddamn thing in spirituality. I don't. Because what's going to ultimately happen is the mind is going to feed off of all those concepts and start latching on and catching identity with them. Tell me I'm lying. Tell me I'm fucking lying. I've been in here longer. I've been in this spiritual shit long enough to know and met enough people from across the globe. Because ultimately, spiritual people don't meet spiritual people in their goddamn hometown unless you like what Don Tree in Atlanta with. That's the fucking Mecca. But ultimately, a lot of people just don't meet spiritual people in their hometown. So you meet it from all over the fucking planet. And you figure out, like, everybody has attached themselves to some fucking concepts. So what does that say? We got to move beyond concepts. What Cool say? Damn, Cool. This is a dream. Sometimes I'm like, wow, I can't unsee it. Facts, though, bro. Facts. He said, I don't know why it keeps posting my comment. Oh, that's probably what it is. Wi-Fi keep fucking up. Hold up. Let me. Fuck all that. Fuck it. Fuck it. Fuck it. Fuck it. I'm finna do something else. Trying to get it out to everywhere that I can get it out. If anybody can, who is a part of the Discord group, post it in the Discord group. Let's go. All right. Hold up. If y'all ass on YouTube, I don't know why the fuck y'all ass ain't over here on YouTube. I mean, if you're on Instagram, why you ain't over here on YouTube? Bring your YouTube. What the real shit is happening. Kevin. Let's see. Oh, your shit, hey, you know. Okay. So that way the shit can be on the screen, you did. So it says, so we beyond all contraction, all extension and contraction. All right, in dimensions. So the primary analogy to space is just to the unimpeded and indestructible nature of space, which similarly cannot be dried nor burnt, etc. But again, for the Sadhaka, we just on the fucking first page. For the Sadhaka, for the Sadhaka, let's see. Okay. For the Sadhaka, this other analogy to space, which one begins to feel long before realization, long before realizing the transcendent self. So let's read that again. For the Sadhaka, this other analogy to space, which one begins to feel, not fill up, but feel, like have a feeling, begins to feel long before realizing the transcendent self. So you already get to feeling that before you even get this analogy. That's why you niggas already get it. You already get it. But sometimes we want to make sure, I guess it makes sense intellectually as well. Sometimes. But honestly, it's not meant to. That's another story. I don't want to confuse nobody who may be a newcomer to the channel. All right. Even by real wind, fire, and weapons, I, the self, who am space-like, as just described, cannot be affected by actual wind, fire, water, and weapons of this world, just as space cannot be affected by them. In the state of realization, of course, one knows this absolutely. But even the sadhaka begins to get this sense of invulnerability and deathlessness. Nigga, I am the deathless one. The deathless one. The unborn, the ever shining. The substratum. You dig? Rejoice. Be happy. There's nothing happening to you. There is no suffering. There is no levels. Ultimately, let's say that. There are levels in the mind. Let me say that. There are levels in the motherfucking mind. While I sit here eat this sour motherfucking taffy. So, bro, I be saying why Brother Panic used to be cussing motherfuckers out. I hope I don't get like that when I've been doing this shit for like 10, 15 years or some shit. I might. But it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun though. So, alright. What to speak of imagined ones? We have just seen how real instruments cannot touch the self, as they cannot touch space. But what we call real, check this out. But what we call real, quotation marks, wind, fire, water, and weapons are in fact imagined only. Forms of consciousness rising in the mind. And when this is known, there then where is there any question of their touching me? So fucking simple. But we about to read that shit again. Mike the Librarian, my guy. Standing on P, I'm sending the power to you, my brother. After we had that conversation, sending the power over to you, my brother. May the force be with you, my guy. You got this shit, my nigga. You got this shit. What's happening? Check this one out right here, Mike. It says, what to speak of imagined ones? We have just seen how real instruments cannot touch the self. Right? I'm gonna go deeper. As they cannot touch space. Damn, it looks like it's kind of out of alignment. As they cannot touch space. But what we call real, right? What you call real, wind, fire, water, and weapons are in fact imagined only. Forms of consciousness rising in the mind. It's just rising in the mind. It's an illusion. The things that we call real are in fact not real. What is real? That which does not change. Consciousness does not change. And you are consciousness. That's your true identity. If you take true identity and pure awareness, consciousness, you know none of this shit is affecting you. You are not suffering. No one can make you suffer. The mind and body suffers. And it's only a concept to the mind and body. Pure consciousness awareness does nothing but observe you running around thinking that you fucking suffering. Ultimately, not relatively. Relatively, we can have conversations of suffering, and there's medicine for that, right? Forms of consciousness rising in the mind. And when this is known, then where is there any question of their touching me, right? My doggy theory, what's happening, P gang. Peace to the P gang. What's happening? You did. Thus, the verse is speaking of the same fire and water, etc. In both cases, but in one case, they are seen as real. That's why I say, in one case, your suffering can be seen as real. But let's know that we're talking from a body-mind complex. We're not talking about from who you really are. The highest level of who you are, what they call now the higher self. At first I wanted to challenge the whole higher self shit, and I still don't know if they're gonna speak about it in this terminology, but the higher self and the lower self. What's the lower self? The ego and the mind and the body. The higher self would be, in this case, would be pure, unconditioned consciousness. Brahman, the Atman, the deathless one, the birthless one, the ever shining one, the substratum, the cosmic motherfucking P. Can I get a SOP? Can I get a SOP? Yet incapable of affecting the space-like self. In the order case, there are known to be forms of consciousness rising in the mind. And so where is the slightest possibility of their affecting me? We got them SO motherfucking P's in the chat. Sir Impeccable, what's happening? Back-to-back school party, bro. Oh, I'm about to say, damn, nigga, you in high school and you watching this type shit? Who are you, nigga? I need to meet you, nigga. I need to sit at your feet. You the guru, nigga. You are the guru in real reality. You are the motherfucking guru. Facts. All you niggas are your own guru. The self is the guru. Alright? Got them SOPs coming through. So when SOP is in the chat, we getting it. We getting it. Okay. The text has said that the universe appears within me. Listen, these are key things. The universe appears the universe appears within you. Do y'all remember the first verse where it says your body only exists in your mind, nigga? Your body exists within the mind. And we know ultimately the mind is an illusion. So what the fuck does that say? Your body exists in a motherfucking mind, dog. This shit got my mouth. Never mind. Let me not say that. Let me drink my water, bro. Let me drink my water, dog. Shut the fuck up. I need me to chop that shit up and twist and tie it. So the universe appears within you. Appears. We're talking about this is the world of this is the existence of appearances. This is all fucking appearances here. You need to understand that. This is a fucking appearance. Your life, sorry, your life is a fucking appearance. Your life is an appearance appearing in you. Not in someone else's, where someone else is running you and smacking the shit out of you and telling you to do this and you're going to hell for. No. Your whole reality appears inside, your relative reality appears inside of you. So what does that mean? You sitting here watching me on fucking YouTube. Do you think I am something separate or do you think I'm fucking you? It's the same as the dream. You go to sleep, everything spontaneously appears in the dream. And your grandmama may be there, the dog may be there, an elephant may be there, Baphomet may be there, whatever else may be there. But do you not understand that they are all forms of you, the dreamer? There is no people in the dream without the dreamer. Are you niggas getting that? Like, I need y'all to get that. I'm you, literally. Yeah, some trippy shit. But I'm you, literally. Not in some old, like, we are the world, we are the children. No. No. Not in that way. Let's see. So we just something else's projection. Shit, you just your own projection. I know what you're saying, but yeah. You just your own projection. Yeah. So everybody else is nothing but your projection. Under the illusion that there are separate people here. It's nobody but you. And here's the thing about it. This is why I've been posting a lot of Bobby Hemmett lately. I'm not saying anything different. First of all, let's make this clear. Never will I ever make it seem like, oh, I invented non-duality. I did like 30 fucking years of meditation and I came back with this. I didn't invent this shit. This shit found its way to me. Which is how this shit works. When you're paying attention to the subtle shit, right? But nothing that I've been saying has been different from what Bobby has told us. Only thing is, certain people only, depending on the temperament of their mind, they only take certain things, right? They only take certain things from what they hear. That's what registers to them. So when I heard Bobby, when I heard Panic, when I heard Trav, I may have heard something different than the next. And that's fucking fine. It's not a fucking comparison between, oh, you ain't hear that, nigga, you slow. I heard that. You ain't hear that, you slow. That's not what it's about. But I just want to make sure, let's cut out and let's paste like the most superb shit that I just posted where he was talking about people want to know what's the next step. We understand that we were Africans, the Egyptians, the Indians. We understand all that shit. What's the next step? The next step for the millennium is the mind. Not let's play around in the mind and be the mind. No. He's saying the same shit here. To reject the contents of your motherfucking mind. Because that's what they gonna do. Your mind is gonna come up with thoughts. It's gonna come up with concepts. It's gonna come up with shit for you to attach yourself to. Reject them. You don't literally mean going in and push them away. Ignore them. Observe them. When you observe this shit, that's the real detachment. Just go in pure observer mode on those fucked up ass thoughts that y'all be having, that I be having, that she be having, that he be having. Cool TGS says, I was wondering. So I guess you could say unconscious and subconscious mind is just a Ooh-wee. You know what I'm saying? Cool. That's it. Honestly, it may be sub mind. It may be sub mind. It may be the sub mind. You know what I'm saying? There or are parts of the mind that you may not be knowledgeable about. And that sits inside the what we call the subconscious. You see what I'm saying? So if there's only one consciousness, it is not a higher consciousness and a lower consciousness. That's the mind. You see what I'm saying? That's because we learn about the subconscious and the conscious mind from a westernized standard where they like to quantify shit. It needs to be calculable. You see what I'm saying? They need to be able to calculate. Remember we went through that? Even my most respected, who I respect the most as an occultist, Dion Fortune, they said it. They about materialism and spirituality, even when it comes to spirituality. It's about materialistic shit with them. And I know IOG said this shit too. And it's okay. It's not a disagreeing because what they were teaching was the same exact shit. Go back to the self. You beyond all of these concepts. You beyond the mind. So now that I've ran into non-dualism and understand that the ultimate thing is actually consciousness, so I'm like, oh yeah, it's no fucking unconscious. It's no subconscious. It's definitely no unconscious because you always conscious, and there's no subconscious. There's no sub part to it. Even though we just said you are the shit, man. A lot of wordplay here. But even though we just said you the substratum, consciousness is the substratum. There's no subconscious though. There's no substratum. You get where I'm going with it, right? I know y'all get. I don't want to get fucked up with the word game and wordplay. So it's just consciousness. Only thing that does exist is consciousness, pure existence, and that is who you are, and that's where you should place your identity. And then say bye bye to karma and reincarnation. That's all I'm gonna say. And you'll have that realization when you have it. Let's see. Yes, this realization of we are everyone. Relationships like romantic partner stuff like that change a lot. Facts, facts. It changes a lot, bro. And that's how I'm looking at my relationship, bro. It's just like, bro, this woman is literally me. Like, not even bullshitting. Obviously, a little personality. Obviously, let's say if I'm creating a dream, wouldn't I want to have interact with someone with a little bit a different of a personality? Of course, right? It'd be fucking boring if not. Bobby Panic, they all puzzle pieces to where we are now. Thank you. Exactly. 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 Hey, I'm so happy I got this goddamn soundboard. Ask them thoughts. Where they come from. They always stop. They always stop it and really observe them. That's what I'm saying. Ask them thoughts. Ask, address them, and see what they do. And I'm saying that from experience. I start asking them, who is this? Who am I? Who is this I? I'm like, what? Start questioning them motherfuckers. Who is this I? The thoughts were like, man, I don't know. I don't like that, man. I don't like how they said this, and I don't like. Who is this I? Okay. Shit start falling away. Them thoughts start falling. They stop having the same effect on you that they once had. Cause now you questioning them instead of just embracing whatever the fuck they say. Imagine somebody who always come to you, you always say yes, 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 yes. Then they come to you and ask a question, then you like, what? What you trying to do? Why you asking that? Why you want this motherfucker done caught on to me? Bye. Same thing. When we say I am liberated, that's bondage. We already fucking liberated. Facts. All you gotta do is realize it. Let's get to it, y'all. Back to it. So the whole universe is within you, niggas. Perhaps one might object. My perceptual universe, the part that I perceive at any given time. So here's the rejection, right? One might object and say what? My perceptual universe, the part that I perceive at any given time might arguably exist within me, but certainly not the universe at large. Right now I am not perceiving London or Dubai or Beijing or Andromeda. They got Andromeda in there. Or Andromeda. Or the dark side of the moon. So that is not within me. In answer to this, let's get to it. Because here's one thing. We have to know the difference between awareness and knowledge. What do we say about knowledge? With knowledge, the five senses is how you know things. You know things through your five senses, which are a faction of the mind, first of all. You know things. But to be aware, you're always aware. You are everything that person just said of London, Durban, Beijing, or Andromeda is all in your awareness. If it wasn't in your awareness, how could you even state it? Your mind might not know it in detail. See, this is what I'm saying. You don't need to know the detail. Maybe you don't know the detail, right? Like we got some new people in the comments. Let's see. Let's see. Compost said, damn, we going beyond the concept of conscious and subconscious. Facts. Facts. What Sir Impeccable say?
God does not act like a fucking human.
Stop thinking like a fucking human. Why does dual people don't believe non-dual? How to approach this? Damn, and I can tell you from India, bro, and I know English might not be your first language, so I kinda get your question, and I don't at the same time, but I believe what you're saying is what's going on here is that, I mean, because on a relative level, we see duality. See, right? With the apparent eyes. We see duality. We got two eyes. Look, I got two eyes. We see duality. So it's hard to get past that. It's very hard for people to get past that when it's all you know. So I understand. So have some grace for them. But like, now that if you at this level of understanding, we just understand it. Alright? We just understand it. That's just what it is. We understand that it's one. See, everyone here who we've all ultimately seen everything in a dualistic. So we just got to this point. You see what I'm saying? Maybe you have been studying it for 40 years, but majority of us have not. And even if you have been studying for 40 years, you have more years still dealing with believing things are dual. Because that's the apparent. That's how creation works. A dualistic system. It has to be. That's the only way creation can happen. Right? Theory said it's just audible bypassers. Let's go. 6, verse 6. The world, which is non-conscious by nature, right, would remain unknown without the presence of consciousness. I, who am consciousness itself, am therefore all-pervading. Let's get into it. Showing clear, yeah. The world, which is non-conscious by nature. All right, let's get to that first one. Here, here we meet a distinction that is basic to both the Samkhya Darshan, that is basic to both Samkhya and Vedanta systems. A distinction, first philosophy, stated by Kapilya, right? That's the one who wrote, I think, wrote the Samkhyan philosophy. The great, oh, here it is, let's say it right here. The great father not only of Samkhya but of philosophy itself. All right. The distinction between consciousness and the non-consciousness or inert. Consciousness, as we've seen, is a reality in itself. Rather, it is reality itself. Are you hearing that? It's not a consciousness is not a reality in itself to be studied. Consciousness is reality itself. So what does that mean? No matter what you're studying, you're actually studying consciousness. Ain't that some shit? Oh, you thought you was doing some other shit. Oh, you thought so. Oh, that's what you thought? Oh, that's what you thought? Okay, come here. Get your ass here. Don't run. Get him. Oh, damn. Here we go. Consciousness, as we've seen, is a reality in itself. Rather, it is reality itself. It is that which illuminates all experience and which illuminates itself, though not as an object, rather as self-identity. I am. Hmm? 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 That's you applauding for yourself, for you illuminating your goddamn self. Applaud yourself, niggas. It is that which illuminates all experience and which illuminates itself, though not as an object, rather as self-identity. I am. Everything that is illuminated by consciousness is non-conscious, inert, and that is non-conscious, inert. And that is the definition of matter in Samkhya, as in Vedanta, in Samkhya, as also in Vedanta. Matter is that which is illuminated by consciousness, that which resists consciousness, as physical matter resists light. You notice how you see physical matter, right? Right? Because of light. It resists or it's almost, yeah, it resists, and that light bouncing or doing whatever the fuck it's doing is actually creating the object to appear within itself. That's the same thing consciousness does. That's why we're sitting here talking about enlightenment. To have enlightenment or illumination. Damn. Look what Cosmopolitan P just said. The tent we stuttering now is reminding me of everything I knew as a child. Desire made me fucking forget. Fucking phenomenal. Come on, man. Matter is that which is illuminated by consciousness, that which resists consciousness, as physical matter resists light, which includes all objects. Which includes all objects of the senses and the senses themselves, energy, physical, and mental light, thoughts, and all mental experiences, even faculties of the mind, which in deep meditation can be perceived, like the ahamkara or egotism. Man, listen, we're gonna read that again. I need you niggas to hear what I just said, what I just read, what he just said. That's your whole spiritual systems and spiritual journey. Listen, he says, so consciousness illuminates all matter. See, we think matter is just wood, a table, plastic, hair, dogs, rocks and water, fire. Yeah, no, all of that. And so it illumines all matter, right? And fuck, what did that last sentence say? It resists. He said, matter is that. Why we ain't highlight that? Matter is that which resists. Hold up. Matter is that which is illuminated by consciousness. That which resists consciousness, as in physical matter resists light, which includes all objects. All objects of what? Of the senses. All objects of the senses. All objects of the senses, and the senses themselves are objects. Listen to this. The senses themselves are fucking objects, including energy, physical, and mental light. Astral light, etheric light. No diss to my boy etheric. You know what I'm saying? The different planes of existence. Right? Mental light, whatever. Thoughts, and all mental experiences. What is this saying here? We are sitting as spiritual people. We chase the next spiritual experience. I want that experience again. That experience that I told y'all that I had of that observer shit that I'm not chasing that again. I'm not trying to relive that experience again. I've had it and it gave me a realization. I had it. I don't need to keep chasing experience. Experiences will come ultimately, regardless. You know what I'm saying? But even those experiences are fucking objects to pure unconditioned consciousness. Everybody trying to have an experience to run into some spirit and deal with some spirit and get to some fucking level. Naturally it'll happen, is what I'm saying. But ultimately, that's only a fucking object. That itself is an object. While we think it's so high and dear and so top tier, it's a fucking object, buddy. Lay it down. Get down and lay down, niggas. All right. Even faculties of the mind. Even faculties of the mind, which in deep meditation can be perceived. So even the shit you perceiving in deep meditation, ooh, nothing but a fucking object. Ultimately, relatively, it's fucking profound. And I would even say, with my experience. But it's a fucking object, bros. Like the ahamkara, right? The ego. It's a fucking object. Obviously, matter in Vedanta and Samkhya means something much larger and more inclusive than the modern scientific idea of matter, right? That's why we just had to break that down, because we have learned a different version of matter being westernized, taught Western, right? Because they are materialists. They're not considering the fact that even all the contents of the mind and experiences, all of that shit is matter. So, which refers, okay, obviously matter in Vedanta and Samkhya means something much larger and more inclusive than the modern scientific idea of matter, which refers to the elements in the periodic table and their products of combination. Anything that can be experienced as an object of consciousness is matter. Remember that. That's key. We're going to remember that. Anything that can be experienced as an object of consciousness is matter, including the Brahma Loka. If you don't know what the Brahma, it's going to say it right here. That is the highest spiritual heaven, wherein are found in the highest mystical heavens of all religions, including the Ramakrishna Loka. And therefore, the world of the present verse also means something much vaster. What the fuck? Hold up. And therefore, the world of the present verse also means something much vaster than the planet Earth or even the physical universe. Man, I'm finna read y'all comments, but hold up. Did you hear what he just said? Anything that can be experienced is an object to you, pure consciousness awareness. Sit with that. That leaves, it says anything. So that leaves room for nothing else. Anything. That's why we say we are nothingness. Nothingness. Ain't so and ain't so far. Ain't so and ain't so far. Nothingness. The rest of the tree is an illusion. It's an object to you who identifies as pure unconditioned consciousness, as the I am, as pure awareness, right? Anything that can be experienced as an object of consciousness is matter. That's a totally different definition of matter, right? Even including the highest heaven realms, the highest astral plane. So you know, if you're talking about the highest astral plane, also talking about the lowest. So even if you're talking about energy, it's an object. It's matter. Even energy is matter. Let's read these comments. Okay, we're getting it over here. Okay. We're getting it, indeed. The senses are objects. I gotta let that sink in. Sit with it. Sit with it, y'all. This is why I say you get to this non-dual advita vedanta shit. Be done with your spiritual journey. You are the one creating the journey. Like I told you, just like looking for the hat on your head, walking around looking. And it's on your head the whole time. You created the journey. It was always there. You were always there. You were never looking for yourself. No one just showed you how to look for what is already there. No one walked up to you, gave you anything. You see what I'm saying? Bobby Hemmett didn't walk up to you and give you anything. Panic didn't walk up to you, give you anything. They just, hey, motherfucker, you already it. Pay attention. God damn.
You get this shit? You get this shit?
Do you get this shit? We really gotta let that sink in. We really gotta let that sink in, y'all. We have to. Facts. Facts. Same here, bro. Be done with the shit, man. We ain't gotta keep on goddamn. And this is my perception. Fuck it. Let me say that, because everybody might not agree. You know what I'm saying? Everybody who hears this may not agree. And there's obviously people who don't agree. There's people who debate. 1,500 years ago was debating non-dual shit. I think that's what Akhenaten was doing on some Aten shit. So, you know, so what? If it don't work for them, that's fucking fine. This has been I've had an experience and a realization, which are objects of the mind, but it led me to, boom, coming to this shit, which ultimately dispelled all this occult shit, all this, um, 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 what's the E word we use? Esoteric shit, all this magic shit, all this spiritual shit, all this world shit, all this body shit, all this identification shit. That's just what it did for me. And if it can do it for me, you motherfuckers in my dream. I know it can do it for you. I'm in your goddamn dream. You know it can do it for me. So would remain unknown. I don't know why I start off like, okay, it's a statement. Would remain unknown without the presence of consciousness. So, consciousness is that which makes all, listen, consciousness is that which makes all that is known, known. Listen to that. Consciousness is that which makes all that is known, known. You can't know a goddamn, that's why they call consciousness the knower of the known. The knower, no, they call it the ear of the ear, the eye of the eye, the taste of the taste. Without awareness or consciousness, you could not see. So it's the eye of the eye. Without conscious awareness, you could not hear. So it's the ear of the ear. So consciousness is that which makes all that is known, known. And as well, see in the next phrase, that which is in as well, that which is unknown in the higher sense does not exist. We're going to get into it. We ain't got to go too far. I, who am consciousness itself, am therefore all pervading. In fact, the more advanced schools of Advaita and the growing experience of the Sadhaka or Sadhaka show that it is not that there are things lying about in some unilluminated space waiting for the light of consciousness to illuminate them. It's not that. Consciousness is all that is, and things appear and disappear within consciousness. Nothing exists outside of consciousness. Let that sink. Let that sink. That does not mean. Oh shit. So, like I said, when we get to talking about the known and the unknown, that's contents of the mind. That's being knowledgeable in the mind. All appears in consciousness. Like I said, if you think about this, let's just say there is a far vast universe that you don't know about, right? Okay, what happens when you come into knowing of that far out universe? You have entered that far out universe. Now you know it. Do you check your watch and be like, okay, in about 3 more minutes, my consciousness is gonna be here. You know what I'm saying? Consciousness gonna arrive in about 3 minutes to know, so I can be conscious that I know this universe that I did not know about at first. Think about how stupid that sounds. Sit with that. Think about that. It's already there. So what does that mean? Consciousness is already there, bro. It's the only thing that's there, matter of fact. Matter of fact. About this, there are two main views amongst Advaitins. The moderate view, held by most, is that there is a cosmic mind, Brahma, or the I can't say that, Haryangarbharya, which is the cosmic egg, right? So some say that there is a cosmic mind, Brahma, not Brahmin, but Brahma, and the Haryangarbharya, in whose consciousness the whole universe appears, right? That which doesn't appear in my consciousness right now is still existent within the consciousness of Brahma. If I look through a telescope and for the first time see distant galaxies, the galaxies existed from ancient times in the mind of Brahma, but have only now become evident to my limited consciousness, and they will of course continue to exist after I stop looking through the telescope. The more extreme view held by some is that nothing exists outside of my consciousness. This view holds that when I look through a telescope and see worlds that I never saw before, my seeing them is creating them. And when I stop looking through the telescope, they disappear because perceiving is creating. Huh? This is another. So as you can see in Advaita Vedanta, you have different schools of thought. So you'll have your Sri Ramana Krishnas. Then you'll have your Swami Vivekanandas. You know what I'm saying? Then you have your Sankacharyas. You know what I'm saying? And then you'll have your I like Sri Maharaj. Sri Maharaj and Sri Maharashi, two different people. Sri Maharaj and Sri Maharashi. I like they style. I like they style. I like especially Sri Maharaj. He remind me the way he talk. He talk like Panic do, or he even talk like Dick Gregory. Like he ain't got time for your bullshit at that point, right? Because he said he been doing this shit since the 30s, and I think he died in the late 80s. The nigga was damn near 100 years old, been pushing his P. So I can understand he can get tired of that goddamn shit.
You get this shit?
The second view sounds insane, right? The second view sounds insane. And in fact, in the West, it's called solipsisms. What the fuck does that mean? SOLIPSIM. Damn, did I freeze? Yo, can y'all hear me? Am I frozen? Fucking froze. Oh, so what the fuck? My fucking phone went dead. My fucking phone went dead. So let it turn back on. But alright. Alright, everybody say I'm good. Alright. So what they just said there is, let's read. I'm gonna read it again though, until my phone get back on. The more extreme view held by some is that nothing exists outside of my consciousness. The view holds that when I look through a telescope and see worlds that I never saw before, my seeing them is creating them. And when I stop looking through the telescope, they disappear because perceiving is creating. Perceiving is creating. So they will classify as that as a more extreme view. So let me get this shit back on, y'all. Hold up. Oh, I don't want to update my Apple Watch. Give it a sec. All right, everybody sound good. Let's see. All right. All right. All right. So we good. We good. We good. All right. So the second view sounds insane. And in fact, in the West, it is called solipsism. What the fuck is that, man? Let's look that shit up. Can y'all see that? Let's look this shit up. S O, where the fuck is it at? SOLIP solipsism. How do you pronounce it?
Solipsism.
Solipsism. Never heard of that shit. The quality of being very self-centered or selfish. The view of the theory that the self is all. So okay, that's what it means there. But then in philosophy, this is what it means: the view or theory that the self is all that can be known to exist. See, on this one, look. Only mind exists. Only minds exist. No. We talking about only consciousness exists. You see how they even got it? But even then, they'll have it in still in a limited mind concept. Talking about the mind, which we are fucking beyond, bro. We're fucking beyond the mind, bro. Fucking beyond the mind, bro. All right. So let's remove that. Then how do we get back to this? All right. Let's let that screen actually goddamn. 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 There we go. Y'all still here? Y'all hearing me? Or I be fucking around me talking to myself. Wake y'all ass up for the 9. Wake your punk ass up for the 9 tray. Let me know if I keep reading, y'all. Oh, my Wi-Fi tripping. Oh, you good, brother? All right, we good. Let's go. Let go. Stupid fruity, stupid fruity swag. The second view sounds insane. In fact, the West, it is called solipsism, and is considered not to be, considered not to be overly technical, but crazy. But there is a great practical value in this second view. Admittedly, we can't, in our own present ignorance, know beyond doubt if there is or is not a cosmic mind of which my mind is a part, right? And within which the universe is conceived, independently of my individual mind. It certainly would explain my experience in a way that fits the common sense. And it would allow me to act in the faith that actions matter. Uh-oh. Commitment matter. Love of others matter. Unselfishness and sacrifice matters. It keeps me from the apparent craziness of solipsism. But there are two advantages to this second view. First, I don't have to poist the extreme of anything outside of my awareness.
You get this shit?
First, I don't have to poist the existence of anything outside of my awareness. That's all that exists. And so I can be true to what I actually know. Oh, he finna talking about Ramana Maharashi. Okay. That's all that exists. And so I can be true to what I actually know. And this is what Advaita Vedanta. Damn, everybody, what the fuck? Did everybody just leave in the middle of this shit? What the fuck? What the fuck? I guess you motherfuckers still here. I don't know. Let's keep reading though. Um. Okay. So that's why Ramana Maharashi, which I would encourage you niggas to go if you have not heard of them, very, very, very profound teachings. I would say go get them. I have screamed his name a million goddamn times. And actually, I think his book, Be As You Are, will be our next reading. Where is it at? I don't know where it's at. It should be around here. Yeah, that's crazy, right? Like, that shit just started showing like ain't nobody here no more. God damn. Like everybody in a group chat, alright, bro, we gonna all leave at the same goddamn time. Fuck this nigga. And this non-dual shit. Oh yeah, sir, impeccable. You didn't already tapped in. I think you and Coop, y'all been saying y'all hadn't tapped into his shit. Very profound shit. Definitely needed. But Be As You Are may literally be our. But I want to show it to. So y'all can know. Hold up. So y'all can actually go get the shit. Hold up, y'all. Cause yeah, I think Be As You Are is the next level to tap into. I really do. Give me a second. Fuck did I put the book at? Oh, no. I can't find it, y'all. And I'm kind of worried. I know goddamn well. I don't know why I put it, y'all. I don't want to waste nobody's time while we sit. Oh, just looked over it. I know it's green on the front, but oh no, it's not actually. I don't know what book that is that I got that's fucking green. Hold on. Where we at? There we go. Here we go. All right. This is going to be our next book read. Be As You Are. Look at that nigga face. He don't give a fuck. He got this shit figured out. Be As You Are. Very simplified teachings. So let's see what they say about what his teachings are. All right. So what do we lead from? So that's why Ramana Maharishi would say to people, hold on, would say to people who wanted to help the world, first find out who you are. You trying to go out there and save the world? You know everything about the world, but you know nothing about the self. He would say to those who wanted to help the world, first find out who you are, and then see if there is a world that needs your fucking help.
You get this shit?
Do you get this shit? You want to save the world, but first you need to figure out who you are. And once you figure out who you are, then after that, then see if there's actually a world out there that actually needs your fucking help. Because what you'll find out is, once you come into knowledge of self, you'll find out, once you find out who the fuck you are, you will automatically start helping the world. The so-called world. Huh? Huh? Okay. And the second advantage follows from the first. Listen, and the second advantage follows from the first. Within my present experience is the whole of reality. And so I need look no further. All of reality is right here and right now. And so let there be a cosmic mind, or let it not exist. I need not settle that, because I come to the conviction that the whole of reality is here and now within my experience. And so let me get to the bottom of that and leave all other theoretical questions alone. God, we finna read this again. Even if I discover a cosmic mind, where do I discover it? Within my own consciousness. I can know nothing outside of consciousness, and consciousness is singular. Shut the fuck up. Lay the fuck down, dog. Lay the fuck down, dog. Lay down, dog. That's 137. I'm chopping that one up. I'm chopping that one up. That's clip it. Yeah, we're chopping that one up. Putting that out there. Because we're gonna read that again. I'm telling you. He make it where a baby can understand. Facts. 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 Factory. Alright. I really need to highlight that whole fucking sentence. Let's see if this highlighter still works. Yeah. Hold up. I'm gonna take this out of the camera for a minute so I can highlight the whole thing. Just get sloppy with it. Fuck it. That right there is some profound shit. Because I'm finna make a statement before I actually continue to read. This is why I keep telling y'all why I love this. It's not trying, this non-dual Advaita Vedanta is not trying to take you outside of your own everyday today experiences. It's not trying to take you to some far out level. It's not trying to take you to some far out galaxy. It's not trying to take you to some far out dimension. Right here, right the fuck now. What's more powerful than that? But you've been trained to think about future this and future that and future this and future that and past this and my ancestor that and ancient times this and ancient times. Right the fuck now. What's going on over this country? What Trump is doing over here? What's going on in Diddy's sale? And right here, right the fuck now, dog. All of that other shit. Know the self, man. That has always been the game. That's why I say this is the direct path. If you want to call it a path, this is the direct path. All that other shit is indirect. If you know the source is consciousness, if you know the source is self, why not go straight to the self? You're like, yeah, I could do that, but why not take the scenic route? Which is cool. You can take the scenic route. Because ultimately, any other path or any paths in general all lead back to the same shit. So there's no right or wrong. I'm just of the nature of like, why not take the straight shot? And some could say that's due to past life karma or past life incarnations. Well, I get to this life, I'm like, hey, fuck all that other shit. Let's get straight down to business. Where we going? So let's read what the fuck this nigga just said. He said, I find out the world needs my help, but help is always beyond my personal agenda. I love Maharashi and Swami Maharaj. I'm talking about, bro. Ultimate presence. First, know the motherfucking self. And then see if there's a world that need help. Because ultimately what you'll do is everybody around you will benefit from you coming into knowledge of self. Because ultimately they are you. But that's another one. And the second advantage follows from the first. Within my present experience is the whole of reality. And so I need look no further. All of reality is right here, right now. And so let there be a cosmic mind or let it not. I don't give a fuck. Right now. Hold up. What the fuck? Where the fuck am I at? And so let there be a cosmic mind or let it not exist. I need not settle that. So trying to feel, oh man, what's going on in this dimension and the gods in this dimension? I don't need to know that. I don't need to know all of that shit. It's only becoming a fucking distraction from you getting to the self. I need not settle that because I come to the conviction that the whole of reality is here and now within my experience. So let me get to the bottom of that and leave all other theoretical questions alone. Even if I do discover a cosmic mind, where do I discover it? Within my own consciousness. I can know nothing outside of consciousness. And consciousness is singular. You ain't gonna find shit. You're not gonna discover shit outside of consciousness. So why not just turn straight to fucking consciousness? Question. Question.
You get this shit? God does not act like a fucking human. Baphomet.
Why not? We gotta ask our lowercase self that. Gathering up all these concepts, talking about all these goddamn dimensions, going back to all these ancient times and all these gods and goddesses. Fuck, I still recognize it, but I know that it's an object. I know that all of that is an object. To me, the pure awareness consciousness, the deathless one, the nameless one, the birthless one, the ever shining one, the substratum. Get down, nigga. And that's how we end up creating bondage. We end up creating, oh, I don't know anything about this level. I don't know anything about that level. I don't know anything about this dimension. Oh, man, I got to put some more work in. Answer this, what happens? Because I was one of those niggas too. I need to master the astral plane. Fuck it, I need to master my chakras. And then fucking what? Sir Impeccable said, I done been through all the schools of thought. This is the final stage, baby. Sir Impeccable is having that realization as well. Because that's how I feel. I may not have gotten every fucking detail of every system, but holistically understanding by the principles that is speaking, this is the last stage. If there's nothing else. Matter of fact, it was the first stage. It was always know the self. That's what, when I'm like, damn, you know what? That's what it always had fucking been. Know the self. It's never been nothing else. Not the objects of the self. Like I said, those planes of existence may or may not exist. Maybe they do. Maybe aliens do exist with fucking dildos as fucking heads. I don't fucking know. Simplicity. The most high level shit is the most simplistic shit, man. So most simplistic shit, bro. I love this shit. The only thing, the only thing that keeps me in humanity. Come on, man. Let's go, y'all. Listen, here is where you have to check yourself. What I know beyond a shadow of a doubt is that I shine, and I am never not dear. You know that. The first thing when you come into existence is that I exist. Start there. We've been ignoring that shit. We've been ignoring that that you are the one illuminating everything. You are the real Illuminati. You are the real Illuminati. You illuminate everything as pure awareness, pure consciousness. But it's so subtle and it's always there and it's always been there. You just ain't paid the shit no attention. That's it. You ain't paid the shit no attention. Because soon as you get here, your parents tell you have to do this, and do that. Soon as you get here. Nope, you have to eat first. No, you have to go to sleep. first. No, you have to say this first. No, you have to do this first. Steps, steps, steps. Levels, levels, levels. When you get to this age, then you can do this. So now you're working your whole life to get to this stage and get to the. You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm going? It's naturally ingrained in us. It's not evil. It's not fucking wrong. It's natural to be into this dualistic relative reality, but ultimately coming to understand that it's one single reality of pure awareness. We're going to chop that up too. 147. Yeah. Gonna chop that one up too, buddy. You will be seeing this on Instagram and YouTube shorts. So what do you know beyond the shadow of a fucking doubt? Is that I am, I shine, and I am, and never am I not dear. And I, in me alone, the space of pure consciousness. And in me alone, the space of pure consciousness, this sky palace of world arises. Basically a mirage arises. How then can I not be Brahman, all-knowing, the primal cause? Even if there's a cosmic mind, that is also within reality and floats within my absolute being, which again is not mine in any limited phenomenal self sense, but it is mine because it is not other. So that he just walked you through the nati. I am not all of that, but even this is not mine on a personal ego sense level, but it is mine on an ultimate level because nothing else is other than me. Pure consciousness. Fucking mic drop. Fucking chopper. Get down, nigga. Or stand on motherfucking principle. Fuck, nigga. Get down or stand on principle, nigga. Lay down and stand on principle. Fuck, nigga. Man, I gotta highlight that whole thing. Come on, man. Come on, man. What left? What's left after this? I don't know, brothers. Right. Rules and programs. That's it, bro. That's it, bro. Damn, looking for love outside of pure consciousness is the start of the journey. It's the start of it. You start looking outside first, and then all it does is end up pulling your ass back inside. Ain't that some beautiful shit? Ain't that some beautiful shit? Because it's only you that you love in any goddamn way. That's why I say, talking about karma yoga, when you see the junkie on the corner, you see the prostitute, when you see the nasty, freaky deaky niggas and bitches, ones who, if you don't like people that change their gender and want to be addressed by this, guess what? It's you, buddy. They still you. Yes, they is. I know you don't like it, but yes, it is. It may be shit that's maybe not tasteful to you. Who the fuck cares? That's your personal, mental, ego, body sense perception. Because nothing other exists but you. Cosmic P, dog. Get down and stand on principle, nigga. Lay down and stand on principle, nigga. And get hit by the chopper. You did. Get hit by the chopper. Lay down, nigga. Stand on principle. Stand on principle. When you don't want to stand on principle, you have to lay them down. You ain't SOP and you gotta lay it down. So, what about the guru and God and service and everything that we hold sacred in the second view? Okay. They remain. Within consciousness, the guru appears. You hear what he's saying? Within consciousness, the guru appears. The self takes the form of the guru to reveal itself. And this individual that I falsely identify with is the disciple. So any spiritual teacher is what? Somebody put it in the comments. What did he just say? So any spiritual teacher that shows up to teach you in your reality that you just something happen to fall onto on YouTube or run into on the streets, who is it ultimately? I need somebody to answer that inside of the fucking chat. All right, I'm not going further until I get multiple answers. I don't want one nigga. I want multiple.
You get this shit?
Okay, we got one answer. And we're not leaving it up to Etheric to answer for the whole class or the whole YouTube chat. Let's do it. Where's my next answer? Who knows? Who is that guru? I ain't seen shit in the chat. What's happening? It don't take that long. Come on, man. Come on now. Where the fuck is y'all niggas at? Oh, man. We finna put that chop out on y'all, lad. Okay. Okay. That wasn't what I was looking for, but that's the same shit, really. Ultimately, it is. Sir Impeccable. Where's y'all at? Oh, sorry, I'm busy. So, ultimately, who is the guru? Answer the goddamn question, Coop, man. Because you're fucking right. All I know. Coop said, all I know. Shit, nigga. The self. That's right. That's what we looking for. Okay. Okay. We got it. Okay. Okay. And we going to read it again. There's the hell going on. So, what about the guru and the God and service and everything that we hold sacred to this second view? It doesn't matter with the second view. Why? Because they all remain. Right? So the guru and service to the guru and karma yoga and all that shit, they remain the same in this second view. Within consciousness, the guru appears. The self, which is consciousness, right, takes the form of the guru to reveal itself. So the self is taking on a form so it can reveal itself to the fucking self. And the individual that I falsely identify with, name my Gnosis, name No Way Pop, name fucking James, name fucking Erica and Jesse and what the fuck ever else. This individual that I falsely identify with is the disciple. Both appear within consciousness. Both appear within consciousness, which is less and less felt as my consciousness. You see how they put quotations marks around my, right? My consciousness. In just consciousness. The disciple surrenders to the guru through whom the dream breaks. Similarly, within consciousness, God and listen, but within consciousness, God and the devotee play their role, play their play of love. You playing it, nigga. I am you. You are me. We playing a role, and the individual pours itself out in love for all beings. This individual and all beings appear within the self. All is Atmarama, delight in the self, or the self delighting in the self. Do you niggas hear that? All is Atmarama. All is Atmarama, delight in the self, or self delighting in the self. As what says? As the Ashtakava Shemitah says. It don't matter, because guess what? We got that right here. Yeah. 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 Top tier shit. Yeah. Sri Maharashi and Sri Maharaj before they existed. That book right there. Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh shit, I'm getting sticky shit on my mouse. I want to get some snacks in. Oh, oneself. Peace, Sadi. Peace, peace. Indeed, all of them, God. Who else they gonna be? Facts. Cool TGS, your phone is fucking up tonight, my nigga. Damn, to remember. Come on now. Disciple. Come on now. Come on now. My people gets it.
You get this shit?
Alright. I guess we still in the same verse. We still in verse 6, y'all. We supposed to be going to verse what? 8 or something? How wonderful. In me, the infinite ocean of consciousness, the waves of individual selves arise. Listen, in me, the infinite ocean, right? The individual waves of selves arise. Strike each other, play for a time, and merge back according to their own nature. That's all you doing. You pure unconditioned consciousness showing up as a form, showing up as the mind, showing up as the ego, showing up as the body, showing up as the 5 elements, showing up as the 3 gunas, showing up as the universe, showing up as the grass, and to interact with so-called other things, which is ultimately illusion, is nothing but the same thing. Y'all are all the same no-thingness. And then merge back into each other, back into what you ultimately are. There is no y'all, it's only I. Huh? This view may sound like extreme selfishness, and indeed, that is why solipsism, however you say that shit, has always been anathema in the West. But that's not true. It becomes a selfish attitude only if it isn't understood properly. Understood, it is destructive of selfishness. So if you actually understand what we're talking about here, it's you're going to destroy selfishness. There's no way you can be selfish in the westernized version of selfishness, right? Selfishness comes from excessive reference to one's own individual being. Do you hear that? Selfishness comes from excessive reference to one's own individual being and contradistinction to the world of individuals, wanting for oneself, seeking for oneself, imposing oneself, being excessively concerned over oneself, and at the same time ignoring the needs of others. And this selfishness has a twofold foundation. First, a firm belief in the reality and supreme value of one's own individual phenomenal self, right? Your body mind complex, your ego. And second, a feeling of non-fulfillment, incompleteness, existential emptiness. The selfish person does not have a strong sense of self. Ain't that some shit? The most selfish person don't even have a strong sense of the self. They are ultimately empty, existentially empty, and feeling of non-fulfillment and incompleteness. That's why it's all about me, 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 me. The selfish person does not have a strong sense of self, rather a weak sense of self, and therefore he must assert it in order to prove it to himself and secure recognition from others, and to fulfill the emptiness he feels at the core of his phenomenal, of his phenomenal, of his phenomenal, of his, of it. God damn it. I feel like it's crooked, but it's not. Of his phenomenal being, which means the gross body, the body mind. You know what I'm saying? The material. This doesn't contradict the first foundation. A firm belief in the reality and value of one's own individual self, though it sounds as though it does. The selfish person is convinced of reality of individuality and its supreme value because he knows nothing else. But at the same time, his experience of emptiness belies his conviction. It is this contradiction that powers selfishness, makes it dynamic. Buddhism cuts at the root of the selfishness by saying that there is no self, no God, no transcendental self. Give up the belief in them. Recognize that all is flux. Be detached and thus be free from suffering. Advaita Vedanta cuts at the root of selfishness by by saying that the self is all that exists and you are that. All is God and you are that. The whole of it the whole of it, give up attachment to the phenomenal self, which you never were anyway, which is the cause of all of your suffering, and realize you are our infinite being, the real I am. God damn. Yeah. Whole shit highlightable. Whole shit highlightable. Whole shit highlightable. I need to have this shit closer so I can hit it over here. Yeah. 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 We're going to actually read that again. Buddhism cuts at the root of selfishness by saying that there is no self, no God, no transcendental self. Give up the belief in them. Recognize that it's all a flux. Be detached and thus be free from suffering. Now, what does Advaita Vedanta say? Advaita Vedanta says, Advaita Vedanta cuts at the root of selfishness by saying that the self is all that exists and you are that. All is God. You are that. The whole of it. Give up attachment to the phenomenal self, which you never were, or which you never were anyway, which is the cause of all your suffering. And realize that you're an infinite being, the real I am. Get your ass down or stand on principle. Damn, Coop. Yeah, bro. That shit weak. I love having you in the comments, man. So I hate that shit happening with your shit, man. A devotee of the self is crazy. That's who you should be devoted to. That's who you should be worshiping. Not who you should be, but I don't want to say no shit like that. But really, you should be. But I leave it there. Atmarama forever, my nigga. Atmarama, Atmarama forever. Not Wakanda forever. Atmarama forever. Made a video about that. Damn, I missed what you were talking about. Let's go. And therefore, if one understands the Advaita Vedanta properly, it cuts at the root of selfishness, as do all spiritual paths in different ways. You see? Yes, it is possible to misunderstand everything, and Advaita is no exception. It is possible to apply the conceptual understanding of the self to the ego. And me and one of my homies from the West Coast, me and him was talking about that when I posted on my Gnosis page that little chapter where Sri Maharashi was talking about once you come to the understanding that I am, there's no longer need to identify with I am because you're going to the absolute. And a lot of people still think that I am and using I am that I am, I am that I am. People are still using it in an ego context. So if they misunderstand the statement I am, then they're gonna refer it to some egotistical I am that I am, nigga. Fuck you. Or I am that I am. Don't ask me who I am. I am that I am. Yeah, he got a strong that person has a strong mind body complex. Let's highlight that. And Advaita is no exception. It is possible to apply the conceptual understandings of the self to the ego. It is possible to look on others as unreal and one's own individuality is ultimately real. But what idea is, hold up. But what idea is not misunderstood by someone? If properly understood, Advaita cuts at the root of all selfishness. As an aid to the practice of Advaita, therefore, it is good to include the intentional practice of unselfishness. Of course, that is never done directly, just as one cannot practice the direct, deliberate renunciation of desire. Just as one cannot practice the direct, deliberate renunciation of desire. From whom now on I will be unselfish. Doesn't work anymore. From now on I will be unselfish. That don't work no more. Then henceforth I will desire nothing. One becomes more unselfish by becoming more impersonal in one's attitude towards oneself. Let's read that again. Henceforth I will desire nothing. One becomes more unselfish by becoming more impersonal in one's attitude towards oneself. That's why I say, me and my woman had this conversation when I'm like, see, once we get a ultimate observer point of view, even in our personal situations of the things that make us tick, that make us pissed off, that make us sad, if we zoom out and get that observer standpoint, it becomes impersonal. And then we have less attachment. That's detachment. That's it right there. That's going to help you the most. To put that observer point of view on is and view your one-sided opinions and how you feel, and they always do this to me and they always like this to me, and you zoom all the way the fuck out and make it less personal about me, the mind-body complex, it no longer has that effect on you. I know this from personal experience, not because the book says it. Let's see. One becomes more unselfish by becoming more impersonal in one's attitude towards oneself. By expanding one's sense of the self to include the whole world, by sustaining the welfare of others for one's own welfare, which is the root of empathy, and by learning universal love. Each of these is a big field of practice in itself. But let us look at the last learning. Let us look at the last, which is learning universal love. So now we can get into love. Let's check the comments. I am you and you are me and we are never here. And we were never here. I am you and you are me and we were never here. We were never here. Facts, facts. Excuse me, y'all. So true detachment is to see the whole picture. Come on, man. Exactly it. That's exactly it. True detachment is to zoom out and see the whole picture, not making everything so personal. That's detachment. Because ultimately, you're not detached to any goddamn thing. Nothing. Because that's all you. All right? Let's see. Let's talk about universal love. Let's see what they have to say today. Love gives a sense of unity and expansiveness among other elements of the experience. It unifies the mind of the lover and expands and opens the heart. Correspondingly, the experience of unity and expansion is one of love. So when you zoom out, that's why this is why I told y'all in the Dark Veil Lifted video. What did I show? Hold up. What did I show? Let's see. What did I show in the Dark Veil Lifted? What did we say? What do we say here? What do we say here? Love is evil. Consciousness encompasses all. This is consciousness. Then we get to the middle. Everything that exists inside of it. See, the whole tree, all of it encompasses all. That means good, evil, bad, nice. All of that. Love encompasses all. Chaos encompasses all. Nothing is outside of fucking chaos. It's all inside of it. So that's the same thing as love. Thought I had another, what's the name to give y'all? Yeah, guess not. But it's all encompassing. You don't get to take nothing away from it. It's all encompassing. Be love, evolve, e. All right. That's love. And that's God. God doesn't reject nothing. It's all God's creation, right? And you are that God, you are that consciousness. It's all your creation. What is there to reject? What is there to detach from? Ultimately, relatively, something different. One becomes more. No, 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 no. Love gives a sense of unity and expansiveness among other elements of the experience. It unifies the mind of the lover and expands and opens the heart. Correspondingly, the experience of unity and expansion is one of love. As we begin to feel the unity in which all the diverse experiences are held, the unity which is the background of all the diverse objects of experience. Listen, let's read that again, man. As we begin to feel the unity in which all the diverse experiences are held, the unity which is the background of all the diverse objects of experience, the unity which is the necessary basis of diversity, we begin to feel a sense of love. Once you start seeing all the glue that's connecting all this shit together, we start to feel a sense of love. Not as longing, not longing for love, but as fulfillment. Similarly, as we begin to feel a sense of expansiveness, of vastness to our being, we begin to feel it as love. And as we begin to feel our universal being, our vast being, within which the whole universe and all possible universes exist, we feel the universal love. If we start with this understanding, not the experience, but the understanding and the conviction as the basis for practice, then the path of knowledge becomes a path of love as well. Love is not a monopoly of the God centric. Sit with that, my niggas and niggas. Sit with that. Sit with that. Sit with that. Need you niggas to sit with that. Verse 7 continues through the previous verse. Okay. Let's see. How many more pages we got? I don't give a fuck, because we finishing. We got 2 more pages. So here's verse 7. Just to let y'all know again, this is the next book we're reading. I think it's perfect. I think it's perfect. I think it's perfect. I think it's perfect, my niggas. I think it's perfect. I think it's going to be perfect for what we got going here. Let's get to it. All right. Let's go. What my nigga Don Tree at? You still here, Don? That's it right there. That's Bobby referred to us as chaos beings. And that's what I addressed in it. It's chaos. And when we think about beings, we think about like human beings, like with bodies. No, it's actual being, just pure being. Yeah, I don't think we thought about that when Bobby said we're chaos beings. I didn't think about that back then. I think about chaos beings like with 4 arms and a head or whatever the fuck type of form. I didn't think about chaos as pure being itself. Yeah, fucking profound. We're gonna chop that up too. 2 minutes 16. Yeah, we're gonna chop that up too. yeah, we're gonna chop that one up too. I've experienced that on shrooms. Doing it naturally is the goal. Damn. Oh, you talking about euphoria. Euphoria, is that what you're talking about there? Compassion. You ain't gonna have no choice but to have compassion when you understand that all of it is you. Because what you want, you know you want some compassion. So you know you want compassion. So when you know that everybody is ultimately you, live like that. Oh, the cosmic bliss. Okay, okay, gotcha. Let's go to verse 7, y'all. We got one more verse after this, then we out. I didn't want to go past 2 hours and 30 minutes, but hey, it is what it is. Without shining, there is no existence. All right. Without consciousness, the insentient does not shine. Without superimposition, there is no connection with consciousness. Therefore, I am non dual. What is he saying? Without shining, there is no existence. Okay. Consciousness is reality itself. You are reality itself. Where consciousness shines not, there is no existence because consciousness is existence. Just try for a moment to think of something existing that is not in consciousness. You can't even, listen, you can't even perceive something. You can't think of anything that's outside of your consciousness. Try. So when a motherfucker say it's not all consciousness, we are consciousness, not how? You can't even think of something outside of your consciousness. You can't perceive yourself outside. You can't think of nothing. Because if you're thinking, it's in consciousness. It's in awareness. Whatever the contents of what you're thinking is in awareness. How is this not the fucking answer? It's fucking simple. It's point blank dead shot straight to your face. Nigga. Lay the fuck down and stand on principle. Fuck. Come on, man. At most, you would think of something you know of that is not at the present being perceived by anyone, like your car keys in the dresser drawer. But where are you seeing them? In your consciousness. It's a difference between knowing and consciousness. Two totally different things, my niggas. Therefore, as explained earlier, there isn't a vast unknown universe out there that's waiting to be discovered. Either it shines within the cosmic mind or it appears within consciousness. When seen and merged back into consciousness itself when not seen. But outside of consciousness, nothing exists. No thing exists. Next one. Without consciousness, the insentient doesn't shine. Okay. The insentient shines within consciousness by the light of consciousness. Even the sun, it shines with physical light, but the sun and its physical light are illuminated. Even the sun is illuminated, right? Are illuminated. That is made known, basically, is made known by consciousness alone. The insentient shines by the borrowed light of the self, without which there is no shining. Borrowed light. All of these objects in my camera, this YouTube, this cell phone, this body, all of this shit is working on borrowed light from pure consciousness. It's a reflection. It's an appearance. This word is an appearance. The next one. Without superstition. Without superimposition, there is no connection with consciousness. This introduces the concept important to Advaita thought, known as superimposition. Superimposition has been very simply defined by Sankaracharya, which is a very profound teacher. You should get his books. As being something other than it is. All right. So superimposition has been called as seeing something other than it is. So you're seeing me as an individual person or something separate from you, which is not the case. I'm actually you, but that's superimposition, right? You're seeing something other than what it is. as with the snake and the rope. This is a famous statement, right? Snake and a rope. The snake is superimposed on the rope. Or as when mother of pearl is seen in silver here, right? So what if you don't know the snake and a rope thing, right? So let's say you walking in a slightly dim room and you see a rope. You superimpose on it that it's a fucking snake. But when you fully illuminate it, or when you turn on the light, let's just use that. When you turn on the light, you see that it was a fucking snake. Now, did the snake ever exist? The snake never existed. It was always a rope. But think about it. Let's rewind back. In that very moment, that very time when you thought that rope was a snake, was that reality real? Were you actually in fear and thought that that was a fucking snake? Were you? Yes, the fuck you were. So in that same way, this reality here, while you're in it, while you're identifying with what you think it is, while you're superimposing what you think it is it real? Is this an illusion? Yes, that's why I said the illusion is real, and the real is an illusion. Mic drop. Stand on principle, nigga, or lay the fuck down. 223. Yeah. 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 Scoochie. So, and also, okay. So the snake is superimposed on a rope, right? No, we up here. As with a snake in the rope, the snake is superimposed on a rope. Or as when mother of pearl is seen in silver. Here, the author says that the world appearance is superimposed on reality. The self. The world of appearance is superimposed on reality. What is reality? The self. Consciousness. As an imaginary palace is superimposed on the sky, or a snake is superimposed on the rope. The sky is, for the purpose of this analogy, self-existent and doesn't depend on the Gandharva palace for its being. But the Gandharva palace does not exist except as an appearance in the sky. It comes and goes, and the sky remains unchanged. Same thing with this reality in you as pure unconditioned consciousness. And so, with a snake seen in a rope, the rope is unchanged and has no dependence upon the snake. But the snake appears only because of the rope. If y'all come back and watch this, rewind that shit, my nigga. Thus, without superimposition of the inert on consciousness, there is no connection whatsoever with consciousness, which stands alone, eternal, unaffected like the blue sky by the clouds that pass over it. Man, boy, I tell you, boy. Boy, I tell you, boy. Boy, I tell you, boy. This shit is no game, bro. This shit is straight, direct. Love this shit. Therefore, I am non-dual. Let's break that down. Therefore, I am non-dual. I who shine as pure consciousness, in whom the universe appears, am non-dual, because all appearance is that only, an appearance and not reality. Utterly dependent on consciousness, without which it doesn't. Utterly dependent upon consciousness, without which it doesn't even have the existence of superimposition. Not only is nothing known outside of consciousness, but nothing exists outside of consciousness. Nothing exists outside of consciousness. Nothing. No. No. But as long as the Jnani or the Gnostic or the Gnosis stick is aware of the universe, he sees appearance in a context of play. All right. Does that make sense? Do I need to reread that? Is there something that needs to be broken down in that? And remember, there is no right or wrong fucking answer. If it needs to be deeply went over again, let me know before I go. This is our last verse. Verse 8 is our last verse. Let's see. Of something greater. This study is the circle within the circle. Facts. Pure chaos in every way. Yes, totally. That's why even when Symmetry happened in my dreams, you respond in a physical too, even sometimes. You wake up with a jump out of the bed. See what I'm saying? And ultimately, what is that? What is that? Because that's the mind, right? So what happens in our mind, what happens in our waking, dreaming, and deep sleep state, in our waking state, our senses are turned outwardly, right? And the senses are a faction of the mind. So when we go to sleep and have dreams, our senses are turned inwardly. See what I'm saying? So now inside of that dream, you're scared. Inside of that dream, you're sweating. Inside of that dream, you done pissed and shit yourself. You know what I'm saying? I think that was clear. Yeah, man, playing tricks on me. Man gonna play tricks on you. That's it. That's all it got to do. There's nothing else for it to do but to create some shit, some obstacles. You know what I'm saying? But what do we say about obstacles, right? What do we say about obstacles? Well, no obstacle will apprehend you, prosper over pain. There are no obstacles. There are no obstacles, only opportunities for you to prosper over pain. And prosperity ain't always got shit to do with making motherfucking money. You prospering by actually coming into knowledge of the self. Because that's the only thing you really even doing down here. What Bobby Hemming say? Nothing exists other than a whole bunch of events that lead you up to realizing the self or the soul. The soul is the only thing that exists. Only thing that's really happening here is a outburst of events that's happening that ultimately end up leading you back to knowledge of self. You ain't doing shit else down here. Yeah, I'm a boss. I'm a rich nigga. I'm a this. I'm a that. I don't like this. Yeah, nigga, all that shit ain't even fucking happening. But some of those events, technically, those events are only happening to ultimately get you to back to realize this. And some people have to go to lifetimes. No, fuck it. We've all been. The mind has been through multiple lifetimes. Not you, pure awareness. You were never born. You see what I'm saying? You were never born. So we are the birthless and the deathless. Because we were never born. What reincarnation? If you're looking at it from this ultimate point of view of pure awareness and pure consciousness. But if you still identify with the body and mind, oh yeah, fucking of course you do got karma, and of course you do fucking reincarnate 1,000, what they say, 35 million goddamn times before you even hear knowledge of the self or the words enlightenment. Think about that shit. So which makes me think now in this current stage play, there must be something, because the word enlightenment is very much so a vast thing because of the internet. Singularity. Everything's coming back. It is the thing, what I'm saying. What we read in Kenneth Grant book, me and Ether were just talking about it, right? It's the age of the self. The age of Horus and Mayat. The silent age. The age. Why do we say it's the silent age? Because ultimately, no matter what word you say, is never going to identify consciousness or Brahman. And that's enlightenment. Ain't it funny how all this shit come together? Ain't it funny?
You get this shit?
Ain't it funny?
You got 72 motherfuckers in your head.
Come on, man. What my boy just say? What a time to be the fuck alive, bro. What else is there to do? We can still play around in the world and make you know, run a business, have some kids, get some pussy, get whatever you like, get your ice cream, get your snack, get you some chicken gizzles, get you a vape, get you a blunt. Hey, what's going on? Thought my vape went dead. You know what I'm saying? Do what you do. Eat vegan. You know what I'm saying? Take whatever. You know. Goddamn. Series of events. My boy said that's crazy to think about that now. Damn, I wish I remember what the fuck I was just saying. Come on, y'all. We can run through verse 8. Run through verse 8. I am neither the body nor the senses. Did anybody want me to go back and read? No, I don't see nobody saying nothing about going back and read. All right. So here we go. I'm finna break this last part down. I am neither the body nor the senses, neither life force nor mind, nor intelligence. Listen, you are neither the life force, you are not prana. Huh? You're not prana. I mean, I'm not energy. I'm not energy. Hey, I am neither the I'm neither the body nor the senses, neither life force nor mind, nor intelligence. Out of playfulness, the sense of mine, not M-I-N-D, but M-I-N-E, mine, personal ownership. Out of playfulness, the sense of mine has embraced the idea of this. This cup is mine. See the play between this and mine? This and mine? That's what the mind does. Takes ownership. That's what the ego does. Personal identification. It says, this is that. If I say, here's what you got to understand. If off the rip I say this is that, it automatically creates a separation. You see what I'm saying? If I say this is that is this, and this is that, separation has already been created. That's what the ego does. That's the ego. It's just that simple. This is a vape, and this is a fucking highlighter. That's the ego. I just use my ego. Sorry, I'm egotistical. You know, there you go. There's the ego. To differentiate between two things. But once you rise up to a higher level of awareness, or not a higher level of awareness, but once you recognize that you are pure awareness and everything appears in awareness by awareness alone, you know that this and that are not two fucking separate things. Chop that up. 23. All right. I am neither the body or the senses, neither the life force nor the mind, nor intelligence. So it says, the illuminated soul, listen, the illuminated soul realizes his or her complete freedom from all that can be perceived, including the body, the senses, and prana, the mind and buddhi, or the buddhi. You are none of that. You are beyond all of that. But illuminated souls continue to live in the world post illuminations. But illuminated souls continue to live in the world post illumination. How then do they see it? Let's get into how an illuminated person or a self-realized person actually views the world now. How do they see it? Does everything look like waveforms and everything look like matrix numbers falling down your goddamn screen? Well, let's see. Out of playfulness, the sense of mind, I guess they're gonna get into it. Out of playfulness, the sense of mind has embraced the idea of this. The I am is self-evident, as we've seen. It's the direct intuition of the self-luminous Atman. And all that I perceive is this. Listen, and all that I perceive is this, including the mind and the body, all that can be objectified, all that is illumined by the I am. In other words, my experience is divided between I, who am pure consciousness, and this which is that is perceived. That's including your mind. That's including your life. Because pure awareness is viewing your whole fucking life, right? But you are not your life. You are not this. God damn it. You niggas get it. So, in other words, my experience is divided between I, who am pure consciousness, and this, which is all that is perceived. That's why I'm saying we know that we can't even have an experience without referring to me, my, or I first. So people like, how is it non-dual? You can't even say anything without saying me, my, or I, or anything that refers to those. It's always the one first, and then comes the rest. It's it's in your everyday to day experience. This is why I say this is direct path. This non-dual aspect of Advaita Vedanta is the direct path. Quit going around trying to figure out all different types of mystical systems and all different paths. Start with yourself first. What does Sri Ramana Maharashi say? You figure out who the fuck you are first, and then go out there and try to help and save the world and see if there's a world that needs to be saved, nigga. After you find out who the fuck you are first. Worrying about some dimension and other motherfuckers in another country. You motherfucker, figure out who you are first. Then go see the real self, my nigga. All right. All right. All right. All right. All right. All right. When then does the sense of mind, where then does the sense of mind come from? There's a faculty of the mind called the ahamkara, the ego, right? We've noticed. Literally, the I maker. This is the lowercase I, even though they use a capital I. It's the I maker, whose function it is to take the borrowed light of pure I am, as it were, and project it into this. We're going to read that again. Where then does the sense of mind come from? There is a faculty of the mind called the ahamkara, literally the I maker, whose function it is to take the borrowed light of the pure I am, as it were, and project it into the this. That is, into the field of the perceived. That is, it confuses the pure I with this. See, the pure I, which would be pure awareness, right? So it confuses the pure I with the this. It's a product of primordial ignorance. Nigga. Nigga.
Satan. Satan. Baphomet. Baphomet.
Long live Pan, nigga. All right. The ahamkara first projects the sense of I onto the body and the mind. And the psychophysical system becomes not just mine, but me. Do you see how that trick happened? Do you see how that's a fucking, whoo, the ego's a cold motherfucker. The ego's a bad bitch. Check that out again. Okay, the ahamkara first projects the sense of I onto the body and the mind. It first does the projection onto the body and the mind. Mind with a D. And the psychophysical system becomes not just mine as in ownership as in mine, but it becomes me. The ego has played the trick on you. It made you think this body is me. It made you think this name that you go by is me. Yeah. And then all that pertains to this body, family, ancestors, home, belongings, village, country, becomes mine. Mm. Look how the ego has played the game. And that's how you get attachment to emotions and this, me, mine, how, they, them, me, whatever the fuck. All that has become you. You have tried to take ownership over that shit. What you think you is you. What do you think you are? I mean, the thing that you think you are has taken ownership, which is the ego. It sees shit, what I've been telling you. It sees shit and try to place an attachment on it. It tries to gump out and grab and say me and mine. Just like don't you see kids do that? Mine, mine, mine. The ego working. It's natural. This is what the fuck happens. All right? With your ancestors, your families, your belongings, your village, your country. Also, through the pernicious activity of the ahamkara, much of spiritual practice can be seen as an effort to undo this primordial confusion. The illuminated soul sees this confusion. Listen, the illuminated soul sees this confusion and knows himself to be the self-luminous Atman, and he sees the objective world as a play of Maya, or a play of Shiva, Leela, or the play of God, or the play of consciousness. And so for us, it becomes a spiritual practice, a sadhana, to see the world as a play. Did you hear what he just said? I don't know why I didn't highlight that part. Because it was meant to be highlighted now, so I can say it to y'all. And this for us becomes a spiritual practice, a sadhana, to see the world as a play or lila with our own experience, that which happens to us. Nigga, you want another spiritual practice? See the world as a motherfucking play. What's your daily spiritual practice? Observe the world like a goddamn movie, like a play. Well, oh no, you need to get this sigil. You need to write this sigil down. You need to do this ritual. You need to drink orange juice at 3 in the morning at 5 for 5 minutes straight. You know what I'm saying? You need to do this and do that. This is a simple one here. This is simple here. For us, for the self-illuminated souls, it becomes a spiritual practice, a sadhana, to just view the world as a play. Our bondage is that we take appearance seriously and suffer from it. That's where your bondage is. You take appearance seriously and suffer from it because we believe it to be real. I take this body to be mine. My possessions to be. Your possessions to be what? Mine. This mind's mood. So I take this mind, my mind, mental. I take this mental, the moods of my mental to be mine. You are taking ownership of suffering. You are taking ownership of depression. You are taking ownership of I am not enough. You took you took ownership. You don't own it. It's not you. You have taken ownership of it. Certain people, the mind's mood to be mine. Certain people to be mine, that is. What I see as this is embraced by the sense of mine. Right now, I don't take that as a play, but as real and true and natural. So let me try to see it as the illumined see it, as a play, until the day comes when the attempt gives away to perception. So you got to keep doing it until the point where it's no longer I'm trying to, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to. It's not a trying. Now you're just being it and living it. Sri Ramakrishna could still distinguish his mother from other women. So now they're talking about how do self-illuminated people see the world, or enlightened beings see the world. Same way you do. But Not the same way you do. Sri Ramana Krishna could distinguish his mother from other women, his native village from villages, his brothers from other men, his clothes from other clothes. But there was no attachment involved because for him, it was all a part of the play of consciousness, the play of the mother as he preferred. For us, it is deadly serious. He was a worshiper. He seen he called the mother deity that he fought with was Kali, mother Kali, right? Okay, it's a reason why I got this big ass bracket around this. Let's see, cause I ain't read this book in months. Let's see some comments before, cause we really at the last paragraph. Let's see. I feel like we're about to go beyond, bro. That's it. That's why they say silence is it. Just silence. Even when the mind can't be silent, know that there is always an eternal silence. It's hard to explain what I'm trying to say, but I've done it and it fucking works. It's just like dwell, just like sit in pure silence, even when the mind is just running. I don't know. It's like an intuitive thing. I don't fucking know how to explain it. But even when the mind is still running and making noise, you sit back in silence. The real you. You take your seat into silence. The mind is still fucking running and making noise and having thoughts. Zoom back into fucking silence. I don't know another way to explain it to you, but maybe you'll get there. You'll get that. It's not even that you'll get there. Like I'm somewhere you fucking not. You'll have the fucking experience. I know you will, motherfuckers. Just like Bobby said, this shit is over. And ultimately, this shit is over. Why? Because this shit never fucking happened. It's over for the illumined ones. You see what I'm saying? That's who it's over for. That's who this shit is over for. The illumined ones. This shit gonna keep on going for the ones who think, you know what I'm saying, the way your average human being thinks. No one belongs to you. No one belongs to you. Who is that you? That you that we checking right here? That you? That's the ego. That's the ego. Because if identification as pure awareness, pure consciousness, of course no one belongs to you because everyone is you. Matter of fact, there is no everyone. There's only you. Paradoxical shit. Paradoxical shit. Contradictory shit. But when you gotta use language in a so-called dualistic reality, in a polarized reality, the words are gonna contradict. Because ultimately all words, not one word that we can ever use in our English language actually describes something as it is. You think a tree is like, oh, I'm a tree, call me tree. You think a lion is like, oh, I'm lion, call me a lion. Who did that? Adam, inside of the garden. That's a lion, that's a bear, that's a tiger, that's a jungle, that's a this, that's a that. Ego. That was the most put forth representation of what the ego does. Label, label, label. This, that, this, mine. Ego. All right. We've been finished this last verse, y'all. Then we out. I ain't mean to hold y'all for 10 hours. All right, 3 hours. Okay. Okay, so now they're finna break down the meaning of play. Play means two things: without purpose and without necessity. Without purpose means that manifestation is not leading to some ultimate fulfillment. That means we're not evolving? I thought we were evolving. What are you saying? Play means two things: without purpose and without necessity. Without purpose means that the manifestation is not leading to some ultimate fulfillment. And without necessity means that it just happens. Like what happens in a cinema or theater, it doesn't bind us. I don't know if I will read Sri Maharaj on here, but I want you niggas to do it on your own. Cause Sri Maharaj is like so fucking advanced with this non-dualistic shit. It's fucking insane. I'm not gonna lie to you. And I don't think the YouTube world is ready for that. But I think we can go into Sri Ramana Maharashi, even though that shit is advanced too. Don't get it wrong. But Sri Maharaj went to another level of the absolute. Like I like to say, he went straight to Ain. Ain as in Ain so far. He went straight to Ain. Straight negativity. And he's saying that's your real existence. Because I don't know if it's time yet, because we're still as a whole, as a whole, we still as a whole, not individually, which there is no individuality. But let's entertain this whole and individual shit for just 1 second. People are still having a difficulty of understanding that we are pure consciousness and deciphering between the mind and consciousness. So before we try to go to some shit called the absolute or pure negative existence or ain, let's work our way up there. Let's work our way up there. So remember, can I reach it? This will be our next book. Very profound teachings. Very fucking profound. Very fucking profound. All right. So, without necessity means it just happens spontaneously, right? Like what happens in a cinema or theater and doesn't bind us. What is the main difference between children and adults with regard to action? Let's see. For children, everything is a play. Everything is for fun. Everything is make believe. While adults, everything is deadly serious, inescapable, bound by necessity. What do we say? Be as a child. Be as a child to enter the kingdom. Or whatever it said. That's why Bobby said the same shit. You got to become back like kids. You become adults and take everything to my bills, this, my payments, this, my this and that, my this and that. I gotta do this, I gotta do that. My credit this, my credit that, my this and this, and my this and that. I'm saying it's simple. I'm not saying it's easy. I'm not gonna tell you that it's easy. Right? Children play store. Okay, while adults find everything is deadly serious, inescapable, bound by necessity. Children play store, whereas the storekeeper goes because he has to support himself and his family. Children play mommy and daddy for fun, whereas adult couples find themselves duty bound to a relationship that they have to maintain even if it isn't fun. That doesn't mean that the solution to the problem of life is to do only what is superficially fun and only for as long as it is fun. That's not what they're saying. Fun has to be seen on a cosmic, all inclusive scale. But that's another topic. You have to see it on a cosmic scale. That's the way I see it. That's the way I see all these dimensions, all this light. Man, if my girl was here, she'll tell you that's the way a nigga view this shit. It's like, bro, it's only, you know what I'm saying? So when we talk about so-called hardships or inconsistencies or shit that doesn't seem to be convenient when we're trying to do X, Y, and Z, how do I see it? I'm like, well, shit is only for character development of the play. That's literally what I tell her. It's just for character development. Who was somebody in my family who just got a job that they've been trying to get for a long time and they've been getting denied and they still been going for it. And like the way that I look at it is just character development. And finally get it. You see what I'm saying? So those past stressors are like, why am I not getting it? Why am I not getting it? Why am I not getting it? It was only for character development. Stay avid at it. If it's something that you really want on the mind-body level complex, it's a cosmic play. It's a cosmic play. I don't give a fuck what you think, but it's cosmic play. But children can play because they are free from responsibility. Their needs are provided and they feel secure. Play is impossible where there is vulnerability, danger, insecurity, and hence we come to verse 9. Hold up. Are we supposed to be reading verse 9, y'all? I actually think we supposed to be reading verse 9. It's supposed to be verse 5 through 9. Sorry, y'all. If you want to leave, you can go and get the fuck. But we're going to have to, let's see. Yo, it's only a page and a half. We come down to verse 10. So this is 8 and 9. Okay. Yo, it's on a page and a half. Let's finish this up, y'all. What y'all say? Let me know in the chat. Do y'all want to finish this shit up? It's only a page and a half. I need some comments in the chat. Drop some SO motherfucking P's if you want to continue. If not, we can come back. Oh, Zero says I'm in. That's a P. Zero say let's go. We gonna go. All right. Verse 9. So now we come hence and we come to verse 9. I am the witness, all pervading and beloved, never the limited I, afflicted as it is with change, limitation, and suffering. Okay, we running it. So, I am the witness. I am the cosmic P, right? All pervading and beloved, never limited, never the limited I, never the limited ego, afflicted as it is with change and limitation. All right. So let's break that down. I am the witness. The illumined soul realizes his freedom from prakriti. That is, nature is nature in its most comprehensive form, and thus is a witness to all phenomena. As long as the world continues to rise in his consciousness, free, unevolved, unaffected, for the rest of us, I don't know how to say that, the Sakshibhava, or the witness attitude is a practice. We try to identify with consciousness. And from that standpoint, we try to see the body and mind and the entire universe as objects illumined by me, but not as me. Even pain is just a sensation that I, as consciousness, illuminate. Thoughts and emotions and mental states. What about them? What about pain? What about thoughts and emotions and mental states? Could you have pain? Could you have thoughts? Could you have emotions and mental states without consciousness? All right, buddy. Similarly, where's my pen? Similarly, are objects of my witnessing. They aren't mine. They just are. Okay, next one. All pervading and beloved. If witnessing sounds dry, after all, it is a process of disassociating myself from all that I hold dear, as well as from what is painful. That phrase is proof that the opposite is true. I am all pervading, and so there is nothing outside of me. All appears within me, yet I am free and unaffected by all. And I am beloved, not like a Hollywood or Bollywood star by millions of doubting fans, but my nature itself is the essence of dearness, of belovedness. I am the Atmarama. That is, I delight in the self, delight in myself, except that there is no sense of personal possession. There's no personal sense of my. Just identity. There's no possession, just identity. This is why I keep saying, hey, switch your identity from the mind to pure consciousness. All this is teaching us to switch our identification system. And the ego has no choice but to dissolve. Ultimately, never the limited I. Okay, what does that mean? Afflicted as it is with change, limitation, and suffering. Let's talk about it. Change, limitation, and suffering never pertain to consciousness itself, which is eternal, unchanging, and infinite, without limitation, and bliss itself, rather than they pertain to the ego. All right? So change, limitation, and suffering only pertains to the ego. You are not suffering. You are not limited. You are not changing. That's the ego. That's the mind. The limited I, which is the knot of identification between consciousness and the mind body. It is the ego, therefore, that suffers the change, the limitation, and the suffering of the mind, and even of the external world with which I secondarily take to myself as mine. This identification begins with the mind and goes down to the body through the listen, man, boy, what? Hear him, hear him. We finna highlight that whole goddamn. What? Listen. Okay. The ego and the limited I, which is the knot of identification between consciousness and the body mind. It is the ego, therefore, that suffers change, limitation, and suffering of the body mind, even of the external world with which I secondarily take myself as mine. So let's go to this next part. This identification begins with the mind and goes down through the body and the nervous system and out to the external world through the senses. Starts with the ego, the identification. That's why I keep saying you're suffering because you're identifying with these things. You don't even know it. It is the nervous system which makes us identify with the body as me. It's your nervous system that makes you identify with the body as me. If you touch this body, I feel I have been touched. Whereas if you touch the cabbage on the field, I don't feel anything. Only because of the oh shit. Listen, why is that? Why is that? When I touch the cabbage, you don't feel shit. But why it is when I touch the cabbage versus when I touch your body? Only because of the absence of the nervous endings. Unless you are stealing the cabbage, then I feel that you are affecting me through another pathway of identification. What's that other pathway? Possession. Look how tricky this shit is. It's identification and possession is what the ego is planning to doing with you, playing around with you. Come on, man. You may say, well, such freedom from limitation and suffering is fine for the liberated, but what about us who are far from liberation? First, we must learn never to think that we are far from illumination or far from enlightenment. Yes, we must be realistic and not claim illumination or enlightenment when we are sadhakas or seekers. But we must also, or devotees, right? But we must also feel because we know that there is only a thin cloud of ignorance between us and the sun, which we are. Second, as we proceed with our practice, even long before illumination, we begin to feel that we are changeless, unlimited, and beyond suffering, even when we can't avoid pain and limitation. That is, we begin to intuit something about us, something which we cannot yet perceive clearly, that is beyond limitation and changeless. We begin to feel something eternal, timeless about our being. And when we begin to feel that, when we begin to feel that there is a depth to our being that is untouched by all suffering, even if we can't quite get there yet. Even if we can't quite get there yet. Oh man, my God, Chris Dixon, I wish you had been here, man. This has been a powerful one. Everybody in the chat, let me know what y'all think about that. What are y'all feeling? How are y'all feeling about today's read? How y'all feeling about today's read? You never know. I might pop up during the week and we might get down to business and do an overview. How y'all feeling about today's read, y'all? How have y'all been feeling about this book? How have y'all been feeling, y'all? How have y'all been feeling?
You get this shit? You get this shit? You get this shit? Bullshit ain't got shit to do with the goddamn soul.
All we've been dealing with is the goddamn soul. Anything else?
All that bullshit ain't got shit to do with the goddamn soul.
Anything else?
All that bullshit ain't got shit to do with the goddamn soul. You get this shit?
Zero says, today was insightful in a sense of how important it is to recognize the truth always. Okay. Okay, that's little Chris. That's little Chris. My God, Chris Dixon in the motherfucking building. All right, anybody else got any comments? Any comments? Because we about to get up out of here. I didn't want to hold y'all longer than 3 hours. I really didn't. But you know, this type of text, we need to go into further explanation for our so-called demographic of people. You know what I'm saying? So let me know. Anybody else in the comments feeling anything? You liked it, loved it, hate it, don't want no more of it? What is it? All right. Man, what the fuck? I'm seeing some people who showed up on fucking Instagram who know goddamn well to come to YouTube. It's all good. Same. Okay, let's see. The senses are objects was my big takeaway. Facts. And see, we normally don't see, we see the senses not as objects. You see what I'm saying? But they are objects of illumination, because if we did not have awareness, there would be no sense. You can sense anything. If you didn't have awareness, you wouldn't be able to be aware of a smell. If you didn't have awareness, you wouldn't be able to be aware of a sound. If you didn't have awareness, you wouldn't be able to be aware of things to see. If you didn't have awareness, you wouldn't be able to be aware of what shit tastes like or feels like. See what I'm saying? So the senses are even an object to you. Pure consciousness awareness, man. Sada says same. Kuti just says this shit is fire. Most definitely, I always appreciate you, Don Treat. S.O. motherfucking P. And magnificent. Okay, y'all. Well, that will conclude today's Sunday dinner. Maybe it's not occult Sundays no more. Maybe we like the word Sunday dinner. You know what I'm saying? Maybe this is food for consciousness, for the mind, for thought. You know what I'm saying? This is a nice Sunday dinner, you know, where we feed food for thought. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, yeah. You know what I'm saying? What we say, you go either gonna get down with this cosmic, well, not cosmic, yeah, you either gonna get down with this cosmic principle, this SOP, or come here, get your ass. Lay it down, player. And as always, stand on motherfucking principle. Stand on motherfucking purpose. Stand on principle. Stand on purpose. That's our standard operating procedure, to always be in awareness. That's always it, to be in awareness. And remember, no obstacle will apprehend you. Prosper over pain. There are no obstacles. There's only opportunities for you to prosper over pain. And that prosperity over pain, and that prospering over the so-called suffering, ultimately brings you back to knowledge of self. I appreciate y'all. Much love, because I love y'all, because y'all are me. So I love myself. So I love you motherfuckers. And I'll see you next Sunday, or maybe through the end of the week. We'll see.